So remember, thumbnails on
thumbnails.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, hello.
We are finally back live.
Boop.
No pre-recordings. Oh, share button.
Oh, you got a share button? Oh, crap.
It actually is giving
Share
me
to my page.
captions.
Hi, y'all.
It's actually giving me captions.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Women of Power Radio Show. Make sure you guys are sharing this video right now. If you just jumped on, make sure you share and like the video. And we have such an exciting show lined up for you guys. What did you call it? You didn't say ratchetness. What did you say it was called? The questions tonight?
Toxicity. All this toxicity, yes.
Yes, toxicity. And so, yeah, we got some toxic situations on tonight that we're going to be addressing. And listen, we need your help as listeners and watchers of Women of Power Radio Show. So we yeah. Excuse
it was the apple.
No, don't blame it on the apple. You like Jamie Foxx, blame it on the no.
It was the apple. I'm for real.
It's not the apple Fox, Zenobi. That's all you. Because let me tell you why I know it's all her. Because all of us have had the urge to burp, and we know when it's coming. Am I lying?
No. So it was like I was trying to hit my chest.
Like sometimes I feel like I was choking. Like that.
I really feel like I was choking.
We know it's coming though.
Y'all make sure y'all see the like and share button. Again, if you are in any relationship groups, love groups, dating groups, single groups, whatever, please take the time to hit the share button. As long as that ain't gonna get you kicked out, okay? Because like I told you, I did that in a couple groups and I ain't in them no more. That's all right.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, go.
Really?
And some of them, they don't want you to to promote anything.
Oh, okay. We just saying, hey, join in and
they
come
gave
talk
me the
to
boot real quick.
Tamara Turner Atterbury. What's up, Tammy? Thank you for joining us out of Indianapolis or Indiana. I know you're in Indiana. I don't know if you're in Naptown. Lene Manuel, Ambrosia Harvey. Thank you guys so much for joining us on tonight. Ricky, what's up? Yeah. How you doing, girl? We're so glad you joined us on tonight. As Nana stated in her pre-video, which you guys, when y'all see that pre-video, make sure you share. And also make sure you like and share this video. So as Nana said in her preamble,
yes, there's a lot of toxicity flowing in these questions. A clutch pearls night, because it's kind of like, wait, what? Especially for the first one. I don't know if y'all saw the topic. So the first question that we have, or do y'all want that to be the first question? Because normally I ask y'all. So we have a young woman who's saying that she knows that she's toxic. She said, look, I cannot stop going through my husband's phone, y'all. Like, I have access to his social media. He's given me his password logins. He's never even given me a reason to cheat. I just cannot stop looking through his stuff. It's as if I keep looking for problems. And I know eventually he's going to get tired of it. Although she did say that right now, he willingly hands over the stuff to her to let her search it. Like he's never complained about her antics. But she knows that after a while, a man can only take so much. And she doesn't want to ruin her marriage. So she wants to know, how can she stop being so toxic? And then secondly,
why did you say how like that?
Because that's in my mind. That's how I feel like.
Right, like help me.
Yes. And secondly, we have a woman who's been married for 3 years, and her husband is now saying that he wants to be polyamorous. So he's basically telling her, look, I want some sister wives. What's up? So we're going to touch on that too. So I don't know which one y'all want to talk about first. Y'all
we
can't stop being toxic, or he wants me to be a sister wife.
Listen, when you threw that word polyamorous out there, I was sold. First of all, you probably gonna have to define that for some watchers, but yeah, I think we need to address that one first because that is crazy, and I think I put the wrong one up. So, what's the polyamorous?
So polyamorous, the question or the polyamorous. So the question she's saying is, I've been married for 3 years and my husband just told me he now wants to be polyamorous. What do I do? So basically he's saying he wants her, but he also wants other women. So he wants to have the whole,
shebang. He wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. And you know what? Why is it, they've been married 3 years. Why is it that someone will get, this is like stuff that needs to come up from jump. This is stuff we need to know in advance. So we've been married 3 years and now you come to the table and say, hey, not
I want someone else, like I want other people.
Okay, so define polyamorous for our watchers that don't know what you're talking about.
So polyamorous basically means you believe in having relationships, loving relationships with more than one person. You don't feel like you have to be committed, because of course mono means one, right? So monogamy is one person. When you're married or you're in a relationship, it's a monogamous relationship. When you have multiple whole different angles, polygamy, like in Africa.
So, but polygamy is though you can marry. So
right.
This is polygamy. Polyamorous just means other love interests, but they're not a wife, right?
Yeah. Oh, really? It's illegal here. You can't marry more than. So he's saying he wants to be polyamorous, because I'm sure if he could make it polygamous, he would. But you can't do that in America.
So listen, Shanice.
Wait, there are some states, Nevada, for like a minute. You could do it in Nevada.
Really?
Yeah, that's where Sister Wives was at.
But didn't they get that whole compound they went to prison?
So Sister Wives?
No, I'm talking about was it or Utah, the whole compound where they had all those multiple wives, and it was in Utah, and it's illegal. So the guy got arrested.
Vegas. I can tell you that right now. But listen, Shanice, Tamiria Youngblood, thank you for joining us on tonight. Tyrella Tay, what's up, Lacorius? My spiritual kids on here tonight. Lacorius Hunter.
Make sure y'all share.
Yeah, make sure you guys share. But also, come on, Tyrella. Come on, Shanice, Ricky, Lene, Tamara, talk to us now. You've been married for 3 years, and this man comes to you and say, look, I'm ready to expand our horizons. I'm ready to open up. So what yeah, go to what do you want to do? What you gonna say? And what is her question? What is she asking? What should she do?
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
Like, should she agree? I think it's gonna be a lot of factors that's gotta come into play on that. Like, is she in love with her husband?
Wouldn't that more so be considered an open marriage?
Yeah.
Except it's not open on her receiving something from another man.
This is just the technical word for it.
Yeah.
Like how you trying to find the technical word earlier.
It would make more sense if we had more details, because for all we know, he could be bringing it to her and saying, like, for both of us. Like, I'm not saying that I just want to have
because you can have
they
conniving.
He manipulated. She didn't say, but it seems like she's not even okay with it, because the way she's saying, "What do I do?" is kind of like, what the heck am I supposed to do with that information? Which doesn't lead me to believe she's happy about it.
Right. But I guess my question is, does that mean like he wants to bring somebody into what they have, or he wants to be free to go off and he wants her to be free to go off? Is I guess because
I don't think he wants her to go off.
No, he doesn't want her to go off.
He don't want her to go off.
He wants to bring someone else in, like for all of them. So it's
to be like in a
like a sister wives.
That's a whole nother
shebang.
Yeah. Wow. Because I love watching Divorce Court. Mm-hmm. And they had this episode where this man, but he actually had multiple wives. Now, they lived in the U.S., I don't know where, but he would make strategic decisions to marry people that would benefit them business-wise and economically. It's a business transaction. But I guess, the women were okay with it. They were.
Would y'all be okay with it? Let's just ask you all for a moment here. If you were married and your spouse told you, this is men and women, that they now want to have a polyamorous relationship, basically an open marriage, but it's more so they're bringing people into the marriage. It's not like you go do your thing and they go do that. Would you be okay with it?
And they're bringing the people that they want to bring in, apparently, because if she would have went to him and say, hey, I want to be polydaddious and bring in some daddies, he wouldn't be polydaddy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would
bring some men in the situation.
There is no way. I mean, I've seen a few movies, but there is no way that a man would let his wife come to him and say, hey, I want to be polyamorous or whatever the case.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring us in some guys.
Right.
And he'd be okay with it.
Right.
No,
you just want to pop in everybody's bed. That's what it is.
Tyrena said, oh, he's tripping. It's monogamous over here. He ain't sharing nothing.
Nothing.
As I agree.
Yeah. And you know what? I think I've been in a situation like this, but I never heard the word polyamorous. But I was dating this guy, right? Mm-hmm. And after we had been dating for a while, he shared this ideology that he had, that of course he did not share at the beginning of the relationship, that he's always felt like he needed to have multiple women in his life, like one to deal with his kids, one to help him with business, one to cook and clean and do all that stuff. But I'm just sitting up like
wondering, so where do you
and you're right, you want to, well, of course I want to be all three, but the reality of it is the fact that you even think like that. I don't want to be a part of that.
Right.
I'm not a selfish person, but I'm not sharing my man. I'm not gonna share my husband.
I think he'll be the one doing everything for you. Just saying.
Hello.
I'm talking about the cooking and cleaning, taking care of the kids.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Come forth.
Rakita said he's mentally challenged.
Something's going on.
I wonder what triggered him. Like what triggered it for him to get to that point for him to even ask something like that. Makes me wonder if he cheated.
Listen. Or is cheating.
Because
if he's just a cheater, he don't need to turn into a punk. Yeah. He wants like multiple women in the household.
He's seeing it somewhere because that's like
it's a religion.
Yeah, it's kind of like trending now with this whole new age thing.
Yeah,
so maybe he's been watching some stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I have watched some shows where you know how like Sister Wives was. It was a show that what do they call it? I forgot. Whatever. But it was a show where they followed different people in their lives and showed them how they were going on this journey to pick somebody to come into their marriage and be like that extra person.
That's crazy.
And it was a crazy one with this black man and his wife. They had already had 2 kids. They used to be like these yoga people and stuff and all natural and stuff. They brought in this girl.
They'd be the main.
But listen, they brought in this girl and sister was bad. And she was, you could tell that the husband really liked this girl. So they had her to like clean her little stuff on
thing.
And the wife had to, they made a night for them to, and so the wife, and the house ain't that big, and so the wife had the baby, was cleaning the kitchen, and husband was like, okay, well, it's time, and so went back there in the room, and him and that new lady had to, basically have sex with each other, and you could tell the next day when they were sitting outside that the wife was so uncomfortable, like she was like, you can tell. Because she knew her husband had just went in here and slept with this one while she taking care of the baby.
My stomach right at the same
time. I need to look at it. Yeah.
The fact that she didn't break the deal, like I can't, like just knowing that.
I would
have came back in and busted. I changed my mind. Get up, get out. You get out, you get up.
Listen, Janice White, thank you so much for joining us on tonight. Lolita Robertson Gray, what's up? So glad you're on here. Sasanke, how you doing, girl? Shanae Johnson, thank you for joining us. So we have a question that was submitted by one of our listeners that's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. That's what we're kind of talking about right now. Yeah.
And Lene said, I'm out if that's how you want to live. So you ain't about that life either. You ain't sharing nobody. Like, nah, it's monogamy all day.
Lene said she chunking the deuces to her.
So is it worse for a man to be in a home and have multiple women, or would it be worse? Society would say it would look worse on the woman if she stayed in a house with like 5 men.
I say all of it's bad.
I mean, all of it is bad, but which one you think would be?
That's hard to. I mean, I don't know how you would say which one is worse.
Yeah, of course, society says things to women, but I've seen too where the ones that I've seen in real life have been women who have a husband and a boyfriend.
Yeah, we've never seen
okay with it. I haven't seen in person the other way around. Even though you would expect seeing a man with 2 women.
Hey, Ambrosia.
Hey, Lydia Cagnolati. Okay, let me get it. Lydia Cagnolati. Lottie. It's Italian. I know it's Italian, so let me see what my Italian accent.
Cagnolati.
Okay. We'll go with Zenobia's version. All right. But thank you so much for joining us on tonight. What'd you say?
Oh, well, Tyrona, she said he's crazy. That's too much work, and sharing ain't sharing.
It's not. And I feel like we are innately made to be like with one mate. Like, what's that animal that like mates with one? Penguins.
Jesus had 6 disciples. I mean,
he wasn't.
Oh my God, 12.
I was about to say,
I'm trying to figure out what they got to do what we talking about. First of all, because we're talking about relationships. But like penguins, of course, mate with one penguin for the rest of their life. And if that penguin something happens,
like that.
If that penguin dies,
that's just it for them. They just single.
No, okay, I don't want to be a penguin.
But and that's the thing, because there's that argument where people, I think even the candidate, one of them, who said like he doesn't believe that people are made to be monogamous. And people will look at animalistic other animals anyway, and be like, oh, like lions will go and have this pride and have that. And so as men, we're back then it was a business transaction to have, because they were thinking, okay, well, we're living where we have to go hunt for our food and this and that, so it makes sense to have one wife. But now in today's age, it's like I don't have to be committed to one woman. If I want to have kids, as long as I'm taking care of them,
that's how we were
have kids
designed,
everywhere.
bro.
So that's what he's doing now. I don't know if y'all seen Nick Cannon got like 3 babies or 2 babies due right now.
Who
at the
does?
same time? Nick Cannon. So they were talking about it.
I thought I was tripping when I read that. So
he's straight up said he doesn't believe in monogamy anymore. And so his goal right now is to procreate. He wants to have kids, but he's not trying to be committed.
He just
so he spent Valentine's Day with like 2 or 3 women and posted them. It was a mess. But yeah, so there are people out there who are
I don't even think he always been like that because he was married to Mariah.
Right, that's what people were jokingly saying. He got heartbroken and turned into a
child.
Polygamous.
Listen. No,
I'm gonna tell you something. I really just think it's an excuse at the end of the day to just do what
you want.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? Like
where do they do that at? But apparently they do it a lot of places.
Cause let your girl deal with another man. You cannot tell me that you'll be okay. And for the people that I have seen some men that be okay if the girlfriend, because it'd be one of them real evil women that's controlling and stuff, and there's just a little poor little man don't know how to defend himself, you know.
Well, they just leave. What? Well, I don't understand why.
He's a poor little man.
He's nervous. I don't care if he is. You can leave. See, this is. I think that fear hinders a lot of people from doing stuff. But if you in a relationship with somebody that has an inability to be faithful, that desires polygamy, that desires all these things that you don't agree with, you can just leave. And so,
ma'am, you tell him you want to move forward with it. And the reason why I say that, tell him, you tell him to move forward with it, and you're absolutely fine because he gonna bring his people, but tell him you need to bring yours too, and then see what he say.
Oh, he's not gonna go for that.
Exactly.
What did LaCoria say?
LaCoria says, see, a man only needs one woman, but if he is found unfaithful, then he can't be trusted, point blank, period.
Pull.
Like ever in life.
That's coming from.
I might help the women on here ever in life, because we always women we're so hopeful. Like
we can't say
it's
ever
gonna
in
change.
Life.
I know that we can't. That's why I was asking.
Hey, Cheryl.
But yeah, we want to stay hopeful. But yeah, I think
that's you.
What?
Lydia.
Oh, Lydia. Okay.
Well,
I said Italian, but it's French. Okay, thank you for that.
Oh. How do you say it in French though?
Say what in French?
I don't know, because I was gonna say Italian, cannolati, but that's Italian. So in French it would be.
French and Italian almost the same
thing.
Ain't they in the same country? I mean, the same continent.
French, like maybe Ivory Coast.
They on the same continent, though, right?
Italian's in Italy and French is in France.
But I'm saying they on the same continent, though, right? Not the same country, same continent.
Are they connected? Is what she asking.
The continent is only like 7 continents.
Europe, yeah.
Yeah, Europe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They on the same continent. Now some stuff I don't know, but I know about continents.
Okay, Cheryl
said, what are you talking about?
I think he's going to live the polygamy life, just not in the same house.
If she said no, she's just gonna do it anyway, but just not let her know.
So would that be a valid reason for her to go to divorce court? I mean, divorce, because don't they ask for reasons or something like that? Like, wouldn't that be a valid reason for her to move forward with a divorce? Yeah, because when you divorce, do you have to have like reasons and stuff? Like
really not anymore. You used to just
not everyone have that same line, which is what irreconcilable.
Yeah, irreconcilable differences. Yeah, I can't get it with this program.
He wanted to reconcile his differences in other people.
Listen, Sherry Denton, thank you.
True. That's actually true.
Yeah, Sherry Denton, thank you for joining us on tonight. So yeah, what you got, Nana?
Tyrena said, I was just about to say he's going to be a brother husband since he wants to be a sister wife. And that's facts.
So it sounds like some of y'all are making the recommendation that for this lady that has submitted this question saying, my husband of 3 years has now approached me and said he wants a polygamous relationship. So your recommendation is for her to go back to him with, you know what, I'm down with the polygamy, but we're going to bring some men up in here.
Yeah, we're going to bring a whole family up in here.
But okay, let me ask you something. How does that benefit?
Because I get to I get my man.
And what's good for the game, that's good for the goose benefit. Like, I guess
I guess
it wouldn't help. I see what you're saying. Let's say she really does love him and she doesn't even want to do that. It wouldn't benefit her to even have that role because she doesn't care to do that anyway. She doesn't see anybody but him. But if he's bold enough to actually do that in your face, it's going to make you want to just go ahead and pick somebody or just get a divorce.
That's my recommendation.
Get a divorce.
So I would say if he's hard on it, because I'm gonna tell you something.
Especially them black Israelites, men and stuff like that, they be
men will try you. Men will just throw something out there to see if you grab it,
like you
to see what sticks. You know, and so this could be one of those situations where he's just trying to test the waters to see if she's open, right?
Until she says she's gonna bring her home. But yeah, I would say so. I agree with what Zoe said. I say that you agree with it if that's something that you actually feel like, okay, well, I then want to just be able to just talk to who I want to talk to. But if you know you're not with that, then just call it quits.
I think that's crazy because she's saying it more so. Say you with it, but I want just to see if he'd be like, oh no men, and then that'll change his mind. But what if he do say, okay, cool, you can bring some men, I'll bring some men.
That's you okay with me bringing some men up in here?
Yeah,
That's not even marriage anymore. Now we just have
right. That's now we got concubines. That's craziness. That's like, I mean. And you know, I'm not gonna say
that's the Manson family.
I'm a Christian. Everybody knows that. And so I would just say, for me, I would have some moral issues with you even asking me. Like, I would have an issue with you even approaching me with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so she's saying, "What should I do?" For me, I wouldn't need to ask nobody.
Your question
I wouldn't need
to.
to.
Different if he said, "Can we have a night of fun with another woman?" You know, that's a different topic, but.
So you open the threesome.
Now, even for me, I still be like now because
I'm not opening my.
No, please let her answer. Go ahead.
So what I mean by that, no, I'm not open to threesomes in my marriage. I've had threesomes before. It's no big deal. People do stuff like that.
Right.
So that question to me, if I wasn't a Christian, if I didn't think the way I did, I'll be completely okay with that. But because you know, I have a better understanding and stuff like that, would not be, but it would seem like it would be the easier question.
Right.
So all he got to do is be like, can we have a threesome tonight? She'd be like, okay.
That would be a one-time
thing. He just needs to slide it in every week. Hey, can we do a threesome this Friday?
I see that Door's box. We don't play them games.
You don't open that.
You open that door because it's like giving, I don't know, like if that's something that they already want to them, it's something that's just so salacious and just so I really want this.
What is
and
salacious?
Then it's so tasty and just like, oh my gosh, it makes me like that's what I really like, a big craving, right? So if it's something that to you is all of those things and you haven't been able to have it and I'm giving you a piece of it, like giving
you gonna want more.
How do I give you candy when all you used to do is eat nasty stuff and then be like, then this is the only time you're ever gonna get to taste it. I'll never touch it again. Maybe just gonna wait till you're not around and then go get some more. So,
but the thing is that's why it's so important that we watch what doors we open,
right?
Because some doors we open will not close. Like, for example,
some doors have seeds behind them.
Right.
I've actually, back in my past, dealt with, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, I've dealt with a couple, and it was all supposed to be fun and games until the
somebody got
trying to get with you by yourself.
And I did, but it was because I wanted some pain pills. But that's the truth. And it was so unfortunate because at that time I really didn't care. I didn't care, and I thought that's just
you was living that lifestyle.
Yeah, I was living that lifestyle, and I had to end up once I got in church and stuff. And she never responded to me, but I had to go back and apologize to this lady. Say, I'm so sorry.
She probably didn't even accept your apology.
She did because she wanted me to be her girlfriend with them together. But when she didn't want the outside stuff, and so for me, I thought I was just playing with everybody.
Right.
And so it was definitely unfortunate. And I ain't gonna lie, stuff like that. So I always tell my testimonies and everything. It's not the jump subject. I always tell my testimonies and stuff, and like in my book and everything, but I never talk about how I dealt with 2 different married men. By way of making money and all that stuff like that. And it always made me scared to be upfront and honest about that because I never wanted women to look at me like I was a home wrecker and all that stuff. Never put it in my book because it should have been a part of my book.
Right.
All of that. And then I used to think for a long time that it was okay that I never got married or didn't deserve somebody good because of what you did. Because of what I did.
So that goes into because I had a conversation with my mom earlier about that because she was saying that Christians don't believe in you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. That has
like karma.
Yeah, that they don't believe in karma. So we believe in grace. You know, also, but lot of people believe that because I sowed this in these marriages that I'll never be married. But listen, God is a forgiver, and that's what we got to realize, that there is grace available. Come on here, Jewel Brittany, thank you for joining us on tonight. But what I was talking about is those doors. Come on here, and not just doors in your relationship, but like even opening doors to drugs. Like, I'm just gonna try this one time. Some doors you open, you can't close, and I think that threesome and all this stuff, that's opening doors.
Like, y'all ever seen the movie Pandora's Box? That's exactly what happened. It was like supposed to be a one-time thing, to where it's like, oh, we're gonna spice up our marriage. We're gonna do this one, and literally, it was like opening Pandora's box. You open it and think it's gonna be able to close it, and all this other stuff came with it. So, it's like,
do you believe going to a strip club with your spouse also opens?
Absolutely,
because I've seen so many people that are so okay with it, and
right?
Like, that's
because you may feel like I'm not gonna lie. Y'all know I used to be a stripper. Yeah. Okay, and so I would, when I was younger and I was married, I would go to the strip club with my husband. Yeah. My bachelorette party was at a male strip club, so I didn't have a problem with that.
You wanted to go to a male strip club for your bachelorette party?
Mm-hmm. That's just where we went. Yeah. Yeah.
I would have preferred a female strip club.
As a woman,
I was never into male strippers. It was weird.
I wasn't into them.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just where my bachelorette party was.
Yeah, it was just so weird.
Besides that, the point is that at that time, even when I was dating a NFL football player, I thought it was cool.
Wait, you dated an NFL football player?
Yes, Zenobia.
No, I'm not stopping you. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I did the
same. His
name
name was Troy Hamber. The point is that
I think she tried to talk to him for real in real life. So when I went to
that wasn't in your book.
I was like,
that wasn't in your book.
Listen, baby, I couldn't put everything in my book.
Oh,
I got enough life for 2-3 more books. But you have to be careful, because it's actually another level of perversion. You know what I'm saying?
Is.
And so when you open that window, like, I'm just having fun.
I'm just throwing dollars.
I was just saying with lust, because that's the thing. Like, a lot of women, even like Kasha was talking about, when we were younger, we didn't see anything wrong with it. It's like, oh, I think she has a good body. It's his birthday. Like, show him a good time. Like, I'm just right here. It's not that big. I don't even get up and tip her. Like, I'm part of it. And you think it's all hee hee ha ha. But again, like I said, I did that for his birthday. I got it to get like a surprise birthday party and everything. Went to the strip club, and the girls all nice and friendly. Oh, which one is your dude? Oh, I'll show you a good time. Did she? Yeah, she did. And she tried to get his number. Like, it was this whole ordeal happened when I got up for a moment. I went to the bathroom and I came back, and it was a lot going on. So I was just like, and then he started going again without me. You see what I'm saying? And then he had been communicating with the very stripper that I picked out for him for his birthday. So you have to end that you picked out. That's the crazy part. That's the thing. And the thing about it is, just going back even with the threesomes, I know a lot of females that I've met in the past would be like, oh, I'm okay with it. Like, I even picked the girl out. I even picked it. But really, when you get down to the root of it, some of them, they would not really be happy with doing it at all. But they felt like, okay, because some of them straight up said, I'd rather he do it in my face than do it behind my back, which goes to show that at the bottom line, they are not pleased with it and they're not okay with it. They don't condone it. But because of fear of them thinking that he's going to cheat, then they lower their standards and compromise and go against their own personal constitution just to keep this man who wants to be out there in the streets anyway. If he wants to be for the streets, he's going to do it whether you're looking in the room, whether you're part of it and enjoying it too or not. So let him do that and go about your business. But don't go against your own personal constitution just thinking, oh, well, as long as I'm here, then it's cool because he's not going to do it when I'm not here. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's
I just found myself with the whole stripper stuff, going to the strip clubs and everything, having to perform a certain way and act a certain way. Of course, we know I fornicated. I got 4 kids, outside of marriage. But what I'm saying is, like, after a while, I got tired. You know what I'm saying? I had to do a certain amount of drugs to feel a certain type of way, to do a certain type of thing. But that was because like, I had opened it. I was okay with it. In the moment, I was like, okay, let's just have fun. But you never think that the same people that you having fun with, you finding they inboxes to each other, they text messages. Oh, they all of a sudden cool. Like, bro, like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's like, I think sometimes we try, and we even do this with our kids. I'm saying we, but people who have kids.
You got kids, you got me. You just don't claim me sometimes.
Well, I mean, you're a grown kid, but like with kids, sometimes we try to be so cool with them, try to be their friend, and then we wonder why they disrespectful, why they talk a certain way. So same thing in relationship. We try to be so cool, like, I'm gonna be his home, I'm gonna be his bestie. We're gonna go to strip club together. We're gonna smoke this weed together. We're gonna blah blah. But then you don't understand why you start receiving receiving what you sowing. You're saying, I'm your home girl. So now he treating you like his home girl. He bringing women to y'all house like, hold up. And so we can't not, y'all, I hate to say this. I mean, I know we want to be our man best friend, and men, y'all want to be our woman best friend, but there's a position that we have to hold.
There's a position.
And when you start laying down that position, that's even the supervisor on the job. Nana's attorney, she can't be her client's home girl. She have to be their attorney.
I told my boss that, I tell her that, I said, I call you boss for a reason. I said, because I need there to be an understanding that I know not to cross the line when it comes to friendship and professionalism. You still my boss at the end of the day. Because if you get too familiar with with that side of them, I'm not going to respect you in that manner. And so like when certain stuff is said or done, and nothing bad, I just either don't respond or I don't say nothing, because then I have to put myself back in the mindset that I'm her employee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because then we don't need to get it twisted. But I was going to say something as it related to the other thing. I remember this one time. Because I remember this one time, me and Kelvin, we had a little thing where another couple came in the room and everybody's just having fun and stuff like that. And I thought it was a good time, I didn't mess with the guy though. I didn't mess with, because Kelvin didn't want to see that. So we were just having fun. And then the crazy part about it is that the same girl that was in that room happened to be one of the main girls that he cheated on me with. And that was one of the biggest breakups, like, for us, period. With this girl, they used to go off in my car, go to the store. I used to be so dumb thinking they was going to buy stuff. They'd be gone for a minute. I'd be like, oh, but they would be screwing in the car and stuff. All because we opened it up.
Opened the door.
Or we opened it up to have that little bit of fun, and I had to pay for it at the end of the day.
Listen.
So as much as I play around with like the marriage, you can do this, no, we don't do. We ain't doing no strip club. We're not doing no threesomes, no nothing like that, because that one moment of pleasure for the moment, because it could be pleasure both ways, is gonna be a lifetime of problems. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, because then say if he doesn't cheat, if you were so open to that, to doing that and being a part of that, you never know if he begins to think, well, what do you really do outside of this? So it's not just with the female thing, it's the male.
Yeah. So
it's like go ahead, Nana.
No, I was just gonna say, so from the previous conversation that we had with these women who said they were okay, but they really weren't. One of them said, the lesson that I learned is that just because you're the host doesn't mean it's gonna stop them from playing with them. And it's true, exactly. Right. And it's true, because we think that because we're I want to say orchestrators of it.
Come on now.
Like I'm the one who's putting it together. I'm the one pulling the parts and getting the characters, that I know how the story ends because I brought everything together. So when I say cut, it's cut. No, it's not cut. And that action will still be going on, just not in your scene.
Right.
So don't do it.
Right. That's like I was watching this, you know how they have the reunion of the Love and Hip Hop, whatever, Atlanta, whatever. And this one girl was like, the host was asking her, why every time you see her, y'all try to fight. She said because she went on social media and said whenever she see me, it's on. So whenever she see me, it's on. And she was like, yeah, I said that, but then I was talking about me and you, but when I saw you, all y'all jumped me. And then she was like, look, when you say on site, when I see you, it's on.
Yeah.
You can't, it ain't no rules to that. It ain't no, but you can't jump me. Oh, but you can't pull my hair. Oh, no, it's on site. So whatever happened on site, happened on site. So you opened up a window you wasn't ready for, because 5 girls jumped on you. So the same situation, when you open the door up to you and your husband being with another couple, then there are no rules, because the door is open. You can't say, oh, you can say it. You can say it now, no. But that don't necessarily mean everybody gonna abide by those rules.
Because basically, it's like you're saying, this is what I want you. I want you to cheat respectfully. It's your cheating.
I want you to cheat, but on my terms.
But you know what?
When I say,
we go through so much stuff that I even think about now when I go into marriage. When I do get married, am I gonna be okay with watching porno with my husband? Because I know what all of this was. My introduction to porno was as a young child. I used to use it so long by myself in the room, by myself doing my own little thing, because I felt like as long as I didn't sleep with nobody, I was still doing right by God, and I'd rather please myself and then to have to deal with somebody. But I didn't realize at the time what, just the lust behind it. All of that. And it was so hard for me to stop.
Oh,
and so I was
it's
like,
a spirit.
I don't, it seems simple to people when you turn it on as just naked bodies, this and that. No, it can be an addiction. It can be a problem.
It can. And Kirk Franklin, that was his,
I remember
his
that.
biggest
even
thing.
until recently.
Overcoming that. And so I'm so glad you said that, because also when you watch, pornography with your mate, they tend to want you to start doing stuff that y'all have seen.
Because even with me, when I was watching it, I was watching it even like for tips and stuff, because of course at the time, like I was the friend who growing up in high school, like I hadn't lost my virginity yet. I only lived vicariously through everyone else's stories. I hadn't done anything. So when I got time for me, I'm like, okay, I'm in college. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? I started watching porn. But of course, in the same way, I started using it then for myself, because I was like, okay, well, since it's not good for me to have soul ties and I'm going to have to be getting bodies, hey, if I just do it myself, I ain't got to worry about nobody putting my name in the street. I can't get no STDs. Like, it's just me and
it's
myself.
between me and me.
Yes, like I'm good. And it was like, no, I got addicted to it. Like, it was bad. When I say I got addicted, like,
was this when you were selling toys?
This was before I started selling toys.
You said at work?
Don't tell her. I could go in the bathroom stall and get one off. I could go to my car. Like, when I tell you I was addicted, like, I was addicted. It got to the point where I didn't even need porn, but I just was so addicted to just having the orgasm from being real, to where it didn't matter where I was. If I felt the urge, I'll be right back.
I've never I never met nobody who, because I used to be embarrassed of that. It's like in the moment, I'd be like, it used to be so bad to where in my sleep, in my dream, I'd be like, and then I'll wake up and like, oh, let me go get it. And it'll be like the best feeling. But then after, I didn't really feel any conviction around that time, because I didn't know about, all this stuff like that. Yeah, but it was horrible. And I would always have a certain porno that I would go to. It would be a certain one that I wanted to be like, I couldn't watch.
Scene.
I wouldn't
scroll 1 minute.
And I wouldn't watch like black porn and stuff like that. I had a preference for like white women and stuff like that. It was really weird. I had a preference for white women because it just looked so nice or whatever. But I did that because I felt like it saved me the drama of being with a man. I didn't have to worry about no text message, no phone calls. A lot of times when we sleep with men, when we have slept with men, when they done, they either turn over, or you got to leave the house, or they leave your house. That is rejection to me. And if I could just please myself and turn over and go to sleep, I would rather deal with it than have to deal with somebody doing me and letting me go. So it wasn't just a matter of orgasms, even though I enjoyed it. Orgasms and porno and stuff like that. It was a lot that went into it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
LaCoria said, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, I was about to testify, but God must want me shut up.
No, you want to testify. We're going to get after He said some men can be trusted, but some men will not be trusted, because women in this world have been long enough.
Oh, he answered the rest of it in there. He said they've been hurt long enough.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I've been like, what?
Yes. Okay. Cheryl Thomas says she was there. She was at my bachelorette party at the strip club. She said, but she didn't let it rain.
What did you let it do? Drizzle? Did we at least get a drizzle?
Let it rain.
No.
She observed.
Matter of fact, the girl that sung that "Let It Rain." I don't know if you ever heard this song.
No, I haven't.
That's the girl that was.
I'm saved. I'm holy. I'm sanctified.
Know what I'm saying? That was actually the girl that was on the show that you was talking about that jumped the other girl. Let it rain. Yeah, let it rain. That was her song like years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Antonio said, no matter what she says, as a man, he's going to do what he desires, if it's with her or not. But there is no reason to tell someone to end their marriage. I wouldn't put my mouth on their union, no matter who it is.
Okay, he's responding to
how somebody said he doesn't want to tell us, because we said
he was responding.
Somebody else said they need to just get a divorce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I haven't even given my opinion yet.
Yeah, we about to get.
What is your opinion?
Oh, you about to get it.
Jewel Brittany said, y'all look good tonight.
We're talking good tonight.
Thank you.
We look good, but we're talking good.
I want to be talking better. Yeah, well, go ahead.
Which what?
Your opinion.
What you were going to say.
Okay, we move to the next question.
No, we didn't move to. You said
you were about to say something.
Oh, what? I said, are we wrapping up with our final opinions to her question? No. Or you just want my opinion on GP?
I want to know what you were about to say when I cut you off.
Oh, my testimony?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. Okay. All right. So, but anyway, the bottom line is
masturbation and porn is still, don't do it. That's really what the bottom line is.
Okay, that's your bottom line.
If you struggling with that at home because you made sense in your head without, you know,
like you justified it.
You justified it. It's still not okay, because even when you watch porn, you are still sexually desiring something. You know what I'm saying?
You have to lust in order to.
You have to lust.
Yeah.
And so, that spirit of lust is powerful. It's strong. It's so strong. I can feel it on people. Like when I'm around a man that's dealing with it, I can feel it.
Yeah.
It's like a tangible thing. But the bottom line I had was that you got to be careful of what doors you open, and whether you're opening the door. And I'm saying this to the young lady, or I don't know what age she was that submitted this question about the husband wanting to be polyamorous. Open that door. You're literally opening that door to a bunch of stuff other than just one other person coming into your relationship. You know, because it will not stop there, because that's how it works. You know, what does it say? If you give somebody an inch, they'll take a mile. But is it the
y'all know the book? They taught us as a kid, if you give a mouse a cookie, what happens? You give him a mouse a cookie, then he wanted some milk. You give him a mouse a cookie, then he's gonna want like a cup to go.
No, what?
Y'all read?
Give a mouse a cookie.
Yes, you remember read that?
Mouses eat cookie. I thought
it was called a cookie, but it was hilarious because basically that's what it was. It was like the mouse. She gave him a little crumb one day, but then he ended up wanting a cup to go with it. Then he wanted her to pour some milk in it. Then he wanted
the mouse.
He put her through a lot, and it was like basically the bottom line was, if you give somebody an instant
mouse,
right?
They used to read it to us all the time.
But isn't it one like that about the devil? Like if you give him something, he'll take something. But anyway,
he'll come back with the 7.
Listen, even when y'all go on them island trips or them cruises and stuff, and y'all want to just get away from America and stuff, and y'all just say whatever happens there, you know, we just gonna keep
what happens there.
Don't even do it there.
First of all, what happens here?
Don't go to Brazil.
First of all, on a cruise, you're not gonna even have time to cultivate.
I said when they go. I said if they go to like an island or something.
Right, you ain't gonna have time to cultivate. If you want to cruise and you go to an island.
No, I'm saying if you just go to, like if you go to Jamaica,
you just
don't go to Brazil.
Why not?
Why would you bring your husband to Brazil, a Brazilian beach? They walk around with their boobs out.
Yeah,
there's new beaches there, so be smart about where you take your honeymoon.
Yeah, Tyrena said, man, Pandora's box is a bad girl. Be careful when you open her. You can cause a lot of heartache and pain. Yes. And
on both parts. On both parts. You know, and you know, this world, y'all, it's becoming and has always been perverted. Even if we go back and look at Catholicism back in the, 18th century or the
people are just perverts.
Yeah, it's well, okay. Well, okay. Yeah, people are perverts, but it's perverted. And so there are many enticements that will try to pull people into perverse situations. And perversity is not always dealing with sex. You know?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's all types of perversion. But yeah, so that Pandora's box, that door, that window, or whatever that you're thinking about or considering opening, I would think long and hard about that, because it's like I'm watching this movie on Netflix it's called The Key House. And it's about these kids who find these keys throughout the house, and each key does something different. Like one key you put in the back of your neck and it lets you go into your own mind and see, look at memories and stuff like that. There's another key. If you put in a door and you vision a door, when you open it, you'll be going to the door that you envisioned, whether it's a store or a house. I wish I had some of these keys, y'all. But the point is that I forgot my point. But the point is that when you open these doors, I forgot what I was trying to say because I got caught up in the keys. But I want these keys. I want these keys. Okay, go ahead.
Adam said, I don't think a man who asks to be poly could be trusted. He's been thinking about other women and clearly he wants to.
So what if he brings forth this thing, Nana? Like, what if he says, I want this, but you're going to be the only one I sleep with. She's going to be the cook. She's going to be the one that works. Like, what if he presented that way?
Yeah,
now I know it's a setup. I'm saying, like,
I feel like if you're still looking somewhere else, so I feel like the fact that your eyes are there, eventually you're gonna see something else that you want because you're you're involving too many players.
She get
the
washing them dishes the right way.
You wash them dishes mighty good today. And then thank you. Then she touched him on the shoulder. Oh, that shoulder touch feels good. It's not even the smallest thing.
The little small touch.
The small thing.
Yeah, like no, get off me.
Because when a woman does a small touch on a man, she knows what she's doing. Because even if
he noticed it, the smallest thing.
And them small touches build.
If I try to flirt with a man, I do like a little grip sometimes.
And
like
best believe he
I grip or I kind of go like this. If I go like this,
right.
If I go like this,
he know what's up. He know what's up.
Exactly, on site.
What's up, Sherry Denton? Thank you for joining us.
On
site. Sherry Denton, how you doing tonight? Robert Bellick out of Louisiana, thank you for joining us. What's up, Jasmine Newstart Perkins, Frederick Dwayne Hurst, how you doing? Antonio, we're so glad you're on with us tonight. Nana F. That's you.
That's me.
How'd you get on here? Whitney Striblin, thank you for joining us on tonight and for your comment. So
your name changed.
Tina,
congratulations, girl.
Oh, my name. Oh, yes,
Whitney.
It did. You got married. Yes, congratulations, Whitney, on your new.
Striblin?
Yes, on your new marriage. Tina Cable, Chris Love, Autumn, Nikhil Vaughn, thank you so much for joining us. Keisha Denise, what's up on tonight?
Hey, Keisha.
Carlos Los Johnson, thank you for joining us. Melissa Kelly, how you doing? Listen, we are on this topic, and I think we're gonna have to just stay focused on this one because the question is, ladies and men that are just joining us, what do you do if your mate of 3 years? 3 long, is it a song saying it's been 3 long years if you don't know me? Okay, it's another song, but it's actually more than 3 long years when Patty sing it. But if you've been in a marriage for 3 years and your mate comes and says, "Hey, I want a polyamorous relationship,"
3 good years of sex.
Okay, what's Antonio's?
He says it's so many marriages he says so many marriages are perfectly fine with whatever they do in their bedroom. Anything goes as long as no one is physically hurt. Every marriage is according to what they desire in their bedroom. I'm not having a Christian life in the bedroom. We need to be as nasty as we desire. God,
no, I'm a show. Yeah, but
okay, so ain't nobody saying you can't show out in the bedroom because we all nasty sometimes.
And you can't.
Well, no, we're not nasty because we ain't married, but we're gonna be nasty when we get married. So what we're saying is that you can't be nasty with your wife and then another woman and then Susie Ann all in the room. That's what we're talking about. You be nasty all you want with Tamika.
What'd you say?
I was saying how it says the marriage bed is undefiled. So if that's what you all are both desiring, you're both desiring. The problem is here, she's not desiring what he's asking for, which is why we are here, because she ain't about that life. So it's different.
She don't want it.
No cards.
So what else we got?
We just got an influx.
Okay.
Hold on.
So listen, while she's trying to get to our next comment from our listeners, you guys make sure that you let us know your opinion on what would you do? Because this young lady's asking for advice of what to do.
All right. Keisha said polygamy is bigger than having a bunch of women and having group sex and feeling like the man. Okay.
Come on here.
It is, especially in those little towns. It's like a whole family thing. It's like
And Autumn said it never stops. They always
want more, Autumn. That's why I said when you open up, that's why we've been talking about the Pandora's box. We've been talking about the doors and the windows, because you may be opening up for A and end up with A through Z.
And me gonna be singing "How Did You Get
Here?" How did I get here?
Tarana said yes. Give a mouse a cookie. Do you know what I'm talking about? That book. I ain't the only one who read it. Give a mouse a cookie.
No, never heard of give a mouse a cookie. No, never heard of it.
Don't give this mouse. Yeah, we don't.
Keisha,
read what Keisha wrote.
It'll come up.
She said it's a duty. Go ahead.
She said it's taking on responsibility of multiple women and children. These men barely maintaining themselves and want multiple women. Stop.
Come on here. Right? Like you might even take care of your kids.
Sure. Okay, because they don't know what they're talking about. They think it's just about, I get to
the fun and games.
Yeah, because if you look at Sister Wives, they all have their own it wasn't about sex to him. It was like they actually have they had lives, I still wouldn't live like that.
I couldn't.
But
and their houses were like all in a row, and each wife.
Look, when he done, you just watch him go out the window. You peeking out the window. He going to Susie house.
Yeah,
and then you see him go from Susie.
And then they had certain nights that were there. What kind of what is this? You know, it's
but
like
some of their kids don't want to live like that though. Like they've asked them, some of the kids like, no, we good.
Right.
Antonio said, does it belong to him to get it at any time he feels your body don't belong to you anymore?
You're not even gonna go there no more.
First of all, you're talking about your wife. And we totally agree with you, Antonio. As wives and husbands should submit themselves to each other. Okay, we shouldn't deny them, blah blah blah. Unless we're like, okay, we know all that. We are talking about a man wanting to bring another woman into the household, a polygamous relationship. So we understand exactly what you're talking about, Antonio. But if you're trying to say that because you're married, whatever your body is mine, and therefore I can bring another woman. No, that's not correct.
Jewel said, I thought the bed of a husband and wife was undefiled.
Now, if y'all get to read them comments,
but what did you just say, Jewel? Husband and wife, that's two people. When you start bringing in 3-4 people, that's defiling it. That's what defiles it. Otherwise, I mean, come on. You back to the old Roman days and just have orgies in the courtyard. Because that's what you pretty much saying. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with my partner that I made a lifetime commitment with sleeping with someone else in my face at the same time, or not.
Right.
No. I mean, no. And if that is cool with you, you gotta ask yourself, do I even want to be married, or do I just want to be out here single? Just
because
for the street.
To me, that's my thing. Is what's the purpose of being married if you do desire other people? Because the whole point of marriage is so that you are together and you're building. But then if you still desire to be with other people, then why get married in the first place? Just be single. I just don't understand the concept behind it. Autumn said, too many spirits up in my bed, not for me.
It's too many. It's too many.
You gonna wake up
and you opening up
one spirit.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm so glad Autumn brought that up, because that is exactly right. When a man and a woman consummate, there is a transference, you guys. So if you got other people in there,
so tired,
it's all good. It's like a transference. Is like, no. That's how people get killed. Don't you? What's the show you watch?
Fatal Attraction is snapped all day.
They get killed because the spirits transfer. I'm being funny when I say that, but
right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you. Listen, you'll lay down happy and wake up going crazy. Be trying to figure out what's going on because you didn't slept with this man and he just slept with that crazy woman.
Because oftentimes when you involve all these different people, the spirit of lust is not the only thing running rampant. Eventually, the spirit of jealousy comes. And when the spirit of jealousy comes, that's when the anger comes. That's when people start snapping for real, and you will end up on Snap or Fatal Attraction.
Oh my God!
She just said person in front of the camera.
But you said it's so calm.
The episode is about because you're no longer here. So
she said it's so calm. And you will end up on Snap.
I'm just saying, that's my show. Whitney said we should just be cool in knowing that what works for some won't work for you in your marriage. You have to know your partner. I know that the lifestyle doesn't work for us, but I'm not condemning another couple that makes it work. Right. And we're not talking about those.
Not condemning.
Yeah, we're talking about one party doesn't want that.
Right. But Whitney, I think the key thing is you said you have to know your partner. And she thought she knew her partner. They've been married 3 years. And now 3 years into their marriage, he's saying, I want a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah, he did it out.
So that's like, that just came from here. Yeah. Like you just made that up for real. And wherever you brought that out of, put it back in and lock it. Don't do that to me. I got an issue with this, y'all, because I'm a big advocate on transparency. And so, Whitney, you just got married. Come on here. That it's imperative that y'all have conversations so you understand what you're getting into. Like, what am I looking forward to for the rest of my life? And so, at the beginning of this relationship, he never said that, look, when we get about 3 years in, I'm going to want to bring somebody else in, because then she could have made an educated decision to say, do I want to deal with this? Yeah. But now you don't put us in a precarious situation where she's in love. She's involved. Y'all got stuff together. She's engaged. She's invested.
That's what happened to Autumn. She got her testimony. So
Autumn, what happened?
Was engaged in a relationship. Like she said, 2 years. Mine asked me after 2 years, explain to them what happened. So she had an inkling, because of course, she has a prayer life, and she felt led that something wasn't right. So she was like, you know what? You have, I thought she was joking.
Oh, you know the story.
I
She's
know
telling
her.
you to explain.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a phenomenal singer. By the way, her ministry is amazing. But
praise
she reached out to
God.
me and said, do you have anyone that you know that I could just have send him a friend request? Because I feel like he's so unfaithful that if anybody attractive even sends him a friend request, he's going to drop it in their inbox. You don't even have to say anything. So I was like, girl, whatever. So I have a friend who's in New Orleans and I asked her to do it. He fell for the bait so quickly. He ended up, mind you, they're engaged. Okay,
Right.
So he ended up messaging the girl, making plans to go eat with her. Ended up calling her for money, not knowing that she knew the money was to take this girl on a date. But he made it seem like it was like for something for his car. Making plans to go eat with her. He's the whole time he's thinking he's about to pull up to have dinner with this girl. The girl's in New Orleans. He pulled up for dinner, and guess who showed up? Autumn
She did.
Yep.
Good for you, Autumn.
Yeah.
Did you get your money back though?
That relationship ended, and y'all be looking out because she has a beautiful song that she has coming out called Judas, which is about this experience.
She got a beautiful
I'm
hair picture. I want to see the rest of her.
spitting my poem F boy on there too. So y'all stay
Oh,
tuned for that. 'Cause,
wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. So
I'm gonna go
y'all
make
be
friends
careful.
with Autumn.
Listen, so here's a real life situation, y'all, but praise God, she saw it up front. But this lady that submitted this question, she's 3 years into her marriage, and now her husband is presenting her with this situation.
Yes, and Antonio said some men agree to another man in the bedroom.
Really?
Yeah, to see that.
I would have an issue with that.
It would make you you're looking like, wait, so are you I'm not even gonna say it. But anyway, on to the next comment.
I would have an issue with that. Wait, what did he say?
He said some men are okay with a woman bringing another man into the bedroom.
Is the man with the man, or he's watching? So it may be just him watching the man with the woman.
Or
we don't know the details.
We don't know.
But see, the devil is in the details.
The devil is.
He's in the details, y'all.
What Keisha say?
Keisha said, I think there's a misconception that polygamy is just group sex. It's a capable man taking up responsibility for multiple women. God permitted this for his prophets. And she said a capable man.
Right.
A lot of these men.
Yes.
They just want to get booty. That's it.
Yeah. They're looking at the
because even in Africa, it's permissible. But you have to be able to financially and economically take care of your wives equally.
You got to pay dowry on each one of them. Right. It's not cheap.
And we're not talking about goats and sheep.
Yeah, we're talking about
somebody tried to buy me. How many goats was Prince going to pay for me?
I don't think he had enough goats, though. Because you royalty.
Right. Well, first of all, you need some camels, some goats, some gold.
Wait, people eat camels?
No,
you talking about the water. Wait, do people
eat goats? Do they?
People eat goats. Goat meat.
Why isn't it coming up on the screen?
It's goat cheese. Goat cheese.
Antonio said facts, and I never read that God ended it. That God ended polygamy?
Yeah.
Huh?
So Keisha was explaining polygamy, and Antonio says God never ended it either.
So even when you look in the Bible at the requirements for a deacon, it says you shall be husbands of one wife. So even though God didn't say, hey, right here going forward, we're not going to do polygamy, he did put those requirements out there in the New Testament. So
as a lot of times, I can't have two husbands.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, because there's a part I read that said like each man take up their own husband and each husband take up their own wife.
Right. And that's like a singular.
Wife. There was no S on either one of those.
Right. Yeah.
Goat cheese.
And then the biggest thing is that the Bible says obey man's law. Mm-hmm. And so even though we have the Bible as a benchmark, we've got to look at the man-made laws. And so it's against the man-made law. So therefore, it don't matter if it's spelled out in the Bible, you got to obey the law of the land or the land of the law.
The law of the land.
Yeah. Okay. You got to obey the law of the land. That's just like, so no, I'm not going to go there.
I was talking to somebody today about that. It was something that they do. And it was like, I don't understand why it's a problem anyway. It shouldn't hurt, why is that? I said, I understand where you come from. I said, but in the Bible says we have to obey the law of the land. And technically it's illegal in the state of Texas.
Right.
You can't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Gerald said we need to read and understand the scriptures in context. Polygamy is not holy and it certainly defiles the marriage bed.
Thank you, Gerald Burkhalter, for joining us on tonight, Women of Power Radio Show. Thank you for that comment.
Saying why.
Oh, Antonio. Antonio wants some scriptures, y'all.
Oh, you
help him out with some scriptures.
Let's see. Adam said, adding to what she said, in Bible days, according to scripture, men cannot just take another woman. They had multiple women, but they were commanded to provide and take care of each one financially, spiritually, and physically. It was never a casual
sexual
That's what y'all need to tell
arrangement.
these people
Right.
these days that's taking their wives saying that they want to be polygamous or something like that, because apparently it's always a sexual thing.
But I was gonna say the show that I watched when I tell you about divorce court, where the first wife wanted to divorce the husband because she didn't choose the third one. It was like a religion, and they said we don't want to say the name of our religion, but it was actually a religion that they were following that promoted multiple marriages. So Courtney Glide, thank you so much for joining Women of Power Radio Show tonight. Tanisha Price, come on in where the table is spread and we're feasting on this question.
Tyrena said, well, on Sister Wives, he has 4 wives and they all have their own homes. His first wife wants out because he isn't giving her the attention that the other woman get because she only had 1 child for him. She's broken and she is lost at this point. I feel sorry for her.
His favorite one is the dark haired one on Sister Wives. That's who his favorite one is. Yeah. And she's like the third.
And even though they say they don't have a favorite, they do. Just like we say we don't have favorite kids. We do. But
I ain't got no.
You got a favorite.
I got one I get along with the most.
Nana's got a favorite.
I only got one.
I know. He's your favorite. He's
my favorite person. Jules said, I have enough insecurities. That would be too much for me, period.
That's
what I'm saying.
Like,
I can't, you go that. I don't know. It would just bother me. Like, oh, today's your day on the calendar. So you just gone all day. She come back smiling a little too hard. I feel like I'm on the Bachelorette. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't be wondering what y'all know.
Yeah. And this, like I said, people, even some things you think you'll be cool with, you won't be cool with once you get into it. I promise you.
That's what happened with these women with these threesomes, y'all. Because they used to be like, girl, you don't know what you missed. A couple months in, they came to work crying. Why? Oh, girl, I don't know. It was just exactly. Y'all really didn't want to do it to begin with.
The worst thing you can do as a woman is go to your man and be like, you want a threesome this weekend? Do you want? Thinking that you're making him happy and thinking also that you're in control because you're controlling, like you said, the situation.
Orchestrator.
Deep down, that Negro is like,
yeah. Birdman hand roll.
And then men are so smart, they'll let you feel like you're controlling it the whole time. Oh, you don't want me to really touch her like that? Okay.
Right.
You really good, like he ain't gonna put his mouth on you out loud.
You can hear him, but he ain't gonna put his mouth on you. Cause I ain't gonna. And he'll be like, okay, and then watch out.
As soon as you out the way,
and then let her be good.
Ooh, you messed up. You done messed up
now. He gonna be going behind your back.
Yeah.
Courtney Glide says, I would really need to know why he wanted to cheat. So I don't think he wants to cheat. He wants to bring her into their relationship.
Yeah.
He's basically asking for permission from her to cheat. So instead of going through all the confusion, I would personally release him to do what he wanted to do. And so that
brought me to what I said, what triggered it.
Right. What triggered it is, like I said, I think men will just throw stuff out there to see if you're going to grab it and catch on to it. But Courtney, I kind of agree with you. I actually do agree with you. I know they want to say, well, okay, yes, let's do it, but I'm bringing the man in to see what he says. But to be honest with you, you done already said enough when you even approached me with that. And so I can already tell we on 2 different pages. We're not on the same page. And it's okay. And I know it's hard, ladies. Ooh, I know, trust me. I know how hard it is to be in love with somebody and then find out that you're not on the same page and you want to compromise and you want to try to make it work because of how you feel. But let me tell you something. Feelings will change. You will love again. You will get over it. You will heal. But sometimes we got to just go through the hurt. And that's the problem with the world is that nobody want to go through no hurt. Nobody want to be on the cross with Christ. Nobody want to sacrifice. Nobody wants to have to endure. Nobody want long suffering. But we all want the prize, but we don't want to pay the price. And so you have to understand that. And sometimes there's some areas you just can't compromise.
Yeah.
You can't.
And if you do, you only end up feeling 10 times worse afterwards. Anyway, it doesn't bring you the fulfillment you thought it was going to bring you when you planned it.
And then that part where you said sometimes you just got to go through the hurt. But it's so unfortunate, but you have to because you won't always hurt. It won't always be there. and then there'll be something better to come your way. But if you sit in it, you're not doing nothing but hurting yourself worse.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's how people snap. That's how they, you know what I'm saying? Just remove yourself from the situation. And I know it's easier said than done. We make it seem like it's just that easy. Oh, go get a divorce and leave. No, you're gonna go through the emotional roller coaster of it, the hurt, the pain. You're gonna remember the good moments and all that stuff like that. But at the end, your happiness is valuable. You are valuable. And if that's not bringing any of that, then you just don't need it.
Right. And a lot of times people put other people's happiness before their own.
Antonio said, a wife is what you find, meaning she's already a wife while single. When they have a wedding, she is a married woman.
Exactly. He that, and the Bible says that he that findeth a wife, not that he that findeth a woman to be a wife.
Yeah, he
that finds a wife. So you're actually, hey Thelma, Akataka, what's up?
I love her.
Oh, also Relissa, come on here. Thank you for joining us on tonight. Anthony L. Pollard, we're so glad you jumped on with us. We are on this. We didn't get to the second question, y'all.
Tarana said, not Jules. Jules said, I'll be in jail the moment he asks. That's it. Yeah,
I wouldn't even give him that satisfaction.
Sometimes the biggest revenge is just to walk away, and not necessarily revenge, but I would just say the biggest, the best thing to do. Well, and I think our intentions, our motives are important. I was like, why you got this roller? But I think our intentions and our motives are important because sometimes we'll do stuff that we think we're going to hurt people because we've been hurt.
Yeah.
But I think you just got to do what's best for you, regardless of whether that person is hurt or regardless of how they feel about it.
Yeah.
And so, Jewel.
Divorce is serious, but sometimes necessary.
It's necessary sometimes. It's necessary.
Especially when they're trying to bring one back in the bedroom.
Look, Jewel said, am I not enough? Right. And let me tell you something, girl, that is the statement that goes into women's head when men decide to cheat.
Am I not?
Am I not good enough? And the reality of it is that it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I used to wonder that all the time. Is it my shape? Is it the way I look? Is it the way I sound? Is it because of this?
Like, why can't they be faithful?
Yeah, it could be everything. And it took me a long time to realize, Zenobia, no, it's not you. You are way more than enough. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to get to that point. And unfortunately, people don't care when they put you in a position like that because it's selfishness, lust, all that stuff like that. It really is just selfishness. Really
and people aren't being, I'm not trying to say transparent, but what's the word? Self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
Like self-awareness. Like if we say, nah, what's wrong with you? Self-awareness, right? Because you're self-aware. A lot of people aren't self-aware. When you ask them what's wrong with them, they'll start pointing out what's wrong with you, or what's wrong with the world, or what's wrong with their job.
Mm-hmm. And to piggyback off of that, even in dealing with where you have these relationships where people end up, like you dealt with a lot of infidelity, or you dealt with where you've seen the same pattern from the people that you date, and it does start to make you feel like something's wrong with you because how people will say, well, you're the common denominator. And so instead of it being like, okay, well, maybe there's something off about my self-worth, how I view myself, which allows me to put up with this treatment, or there's something wrong with the way that my discernment is off. I'm not just making good decisions.
Right.
We instead look at it from the other lens and say, oh, then there's actually something wrong with me. Like, I'm not good enough. Yeah. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not. And it's like, no, there is something wrong in the sense that you have to look at the decisions you're making and look for the patterns. Like, okay, I tend to be attracted to these kind of guys, or I don't allow them to even show me anything before I'm so willing to be there and be available all the time. So you have to self-reflect, but don't self-reflect in the way that it's like, oh, what are my flaws? Like, look, I'm not good enough as far as my value. It's never your value. It's about your decision making, about what decisions are you making? How do you see your, you know what I'm saying? How do you see those people and yourself?
Right. You have to take like a portrait view.
Yeah.
Instead of a portrait view, which is you need to have a landscape view so you can see.
It's about your view, not your values.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, when we are put in situations like this, when we got all these questions about who am I, is it me, this and that, because we think that this other person has all like these high standards now, this and that. Like we think that their brain is this big and it's got so much going on and we can never, you know what I'm saying? Like they're on this pedestal and stuff like that. And the thing is, at the end of the day, they probably just wanted to smash somebody. Yeah. Or they probably just entertained that moment. Or I
know you are, but
because we put people in a position where we think about all this stuff. And really, we think about a million things that could possibly be going on in their brain and they just wanted to smash.
Yeah, they
become broken. They just wanted an orgasm.
But
Like,
instead of thinking like maybe they had motives from jump, we would try to figure out, how did I mess this relationship up? What did I do wrong? Why? Because people aren't transparent with each other anymore. They're not real with each other. It's easier to give a facade and present themselves as if they want something from you other than what they want from you, rather than just say, this is all I want, because they're worried about rejection. But the thing is that there are people out there that want what you want. Go find them.
That want what you want. And let me have what I want. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, Gerald.
Gerald said the bottom line is the man wants some new pudding. I haven't seen that word in a minute.
He want that
Jello. Like a real old school.
He want that Jello pudding.
And he doesn't want to be the one to leave. Men don't just all of a sudden want to be polyamorous. This is something he's always wanted.
Ooh, thank you for that, Gerald.
You don't just wake up one day and be like, no, let's have multiple women.
What's his next one?
You know,
she needs to leave ASAP.
She needs to leave as soon as possible. So now, Antonio, this is a man telling her she needs to leave. Just want to throw that out there, Antonio.
Mary said, "Blessings. I missed y'all. We missed you too,
man. All of y'all last week. We weren't here because we had a lot going on in Texas.
Huge storm.
So continue to pray for the families. We had the major car pileup, 133 cars, 6 people lost their lives, and then right after that, we had the worst winter storm ever, and people are still having to recuperate from that.
We busted tonight.
Yeah, everywhere. I mean, it was so unfortunate. So keep praying for Texas.
Keep praying for us. And then I tried to do a pre-recorded show, and I set it for 8. For some reason, it came on at 10. But I thank y'all that jumped on at 10 p.m. with us, and we had a good time. Tyrena
said, "You got it."
Oh yeah, she says jail is not an option, y'all, but I will pack my stuff and I will go holler, partner. I won't be broken because you want to be a you know what.
Why are you acting?
Come on here. Listen.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta stop allowing people to cause us to act outside of our character. Mm-hmm. We have to be able to hold it together, if that makes sense, and be able to control our emotions. Like I said, I love watching divorce court, and so the judge was reading the thing, and she said, "It says here that you busted the windows out of his car." She said, "And I did, because he had a text on his phone." And the judge was like, "Oh, okay." And then she said, "And it says here you cut up his clothes." She said, "I sure did, Judge." The judge was like, "Look, you gotta get a control on your emotions, because everything that he does is causing you to react, and these are criminal actions. You can't do stuff like that.
It's not justified.
Listen, if my husband would have came to me and asked me about this, I'd be like, let me think about it. I would have came home the next day with a man, and he probably been like, "Who is this? What's going on?" Well, you made the offer, and so I'm just letting you know that I am okay with it.
I accept it.
This is John. I'm probably choking because it's my husband hitting me in the spirit.
Now, if my husband would have came to me with this question, I would have said, "Let me think about it," and I would have planned my exit strategy.
Yeah, because for me, the fact that he's asking again lets me know he's been thinking about it, and for me, that's enough to just. There's too much gray area already for me. I would always now be constantly thinking he wants another woman. So it would just make me
and you saying
insecure.
No does not mean his desire for that is going to go away. It's like now he was trying to do it openly.
Yeah. Now he just
gonna do it secretly.
So the minute he says, "Oh, I'm working late," nope, he's going to go be with somebody else. The minute he says he's late because of traffic, no, he was so.
He with Mary Jane and Sally, and they all stay in one house.
Oh my. Listen, what's up to Lisa Allen, Mona Faye Clayton? Thank you for jumping on with us tonight. Ilona McNair, how y'all doing?
Hey y'all.
So we are finishing up this question that's flown across the bottom. So we're gonna read some last comments. Then we're gonna give our Jerry Springer final moment. What is it? Final thoughts. And then we're gonna have a few announcements, and we're gonna be out of here, y'all.
Jewel said, "I have been here so many times. Good job tonight, ladies."
Oh,
thank you for tuning in, man. We definitely appreciate the feedback. It's like a family, so
right. And I pray that this show will help you not be there again, sis.
Yeah.
You deserve better than that. You have such a beautiful spirit. You anointed. Come on here.
Yes.
Come on here. So go ahead.
Mary said her husband wants to go poly now. Maybe his desires are changing and he wants more while including her. She has a choice: agree or leave him.
Yeah. What do you say?
Okay. What would you do, Miss Mary?
Right.
Y'all know Mary opinionated too. I'm just saying.
Let's see. Antonio says, question. Is it coming up?
Ooh, I can't wait till you get to Gerald. Right there. Yeah, after
Taking
Oh my
low.
God.
Yeah, you gotta click show. Oh, it's showing.
Is
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just not. It's showing, but it's not showing. There it goes.
Y'all
showing,
read
but it's not
Antonio's. Antonio says, question, men want to know about a woman. If the highest honor you can give a man is a child, why do some ladies request more from the better new man that she didn't require from the baby daddy? If her value to the new man is worth more. Oh my, I hate him. Will the new man have to put up with more than the baby daddy?
So maybe her standards have changed because she's matured.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe she's grown up since she had a child with that other man, and she desires something more permanent. Maybe that relationship with that baby daddy taught her what she didn't want.
Are you telling her basically that her value and worth didn't go up after leaving that relationship?
What he's asking is, why does a woman get?
Because it's Antonio.
Yeah, but I'm saying you answered your own question in the sense that if you said the highest honor is that a woman can give a man a child, the fact that she's giving a man the highest honor who's not worthy, which made her a baby mama in the first place, should let you know she's not even thinking about all of that. So it's not about, if it's the highest whatever is to give this to this man. Clearly, we have women out here who are giving babies to guys who are taking care of their kids, right? So that lets you know the mindset she's in anyway. So the rest of that stuff, she didn't show ain't thinking about none of that because she wasn't even in the right mind when she had the baby to begin with. If it was supposed to be the highest honor.
Right.
Have baby daddies and baby mamas. Because no one says like, oh, I want to give the highest honor he shall have.
If I
nobody thinks
none
about
of my
that.
kids' daddy none
he shall have the fruit of my loins.
Yeah,
no one ever.
No, yeah,
like, no.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that the highest honor a woman could get?
I don't know. That's what he's saying. That's what I'm saying. But none of us
is that what? All right. I mean, I think my presence is very honorable. Oh no! All right,
but man, y'all not going fast enough.
Alana said she needs to leave. Gerald said, "My sister, please don't accept anything." Alona. Gerald said, my sister, please don't accept anything less than an authentic man. You are fearfully and wonderfully made by God. You are daughters of the King of Kings.
Come on here, royal priesthood.
Chosen generation.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
God's holy nation.
Peculiar people. Tanisha said, communication is the key to any relationship. Tell her to put several wigs next to the bed while having intercourse and make him think that he's cheating. Meg the Stallion said it best. Just because he asked doesn't mean that he's cheating. More than likely, they'll talk about it in the past and she'll probably laugh it off. That's why spicing up the relationship is also important.
Absolutely. And that's what I was going to say earlier. Bro, if you just want multiple people, I can give you that.
But he might really want multiple people.
No, I can really give multiple people.
Because the only thing I would say to you, Tanisha, is you're right. Communication in a relationship is key. To me, that's like a pinnacle. But I'm thinking that I don't think he just wants to have another woman. Because he's asking to be polyamorous, which as Keisha Denise pointed out earlier, it's more than just sleeping with multiple people. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's like y'all are ingrained
sister wives.
It's like sister wives. Like y'all are ingrained in each other's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all doing business together, y'all doing life together, y'all sharing expenses, y'all sharing income, raising so
that's a lot of food too.
I don't think a wig gonna fix that. Sis, because I absolutely believe it's keeping it spicy.
Yeah,
y'all already know. You know what I'm saying?
I can just imagine you
girl.
The actress was about to say,
listen,
the costumes.
You might come home to Africa tonight.
Okay,
don't play with me. Yeah, but
you have a goat in the room.
No, I won't. that made me think that's the money. Go ahead.
Antonio said, I'm glad as a man he came to her to ask and not just do it. Communication is what ladies ask for.
Sometimes I love Antonio, sometimes I don't, but I do right now.
Right. I'm glad he did too. Why? Because it allows her to make an educated decision.
Which is all we want.
Right. That's all we
the opportunity.
That's all we want from a man is the ability to get all the facts and be able to make a decision that's going to benefit both of us. But what happens is that we are not given that opportunity. Mm-hmm. And so that's how we date somebody and find out they married 6 months to a relationship. We find out cheating. We find out because you don't want to give us the opportunity to make an educated decision. Mm-hmm. Thank you, sir, for coming to your wife of 3 years and giving her that opportunity to make an educated decision.
And because of that, she's not going to leave you.
What? I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't stay. I couldn't stay. Just for the fact that I know that's your desire. That's what you really want. Because for you to bring it to me, and we never talked about it.
Maybe his homeboys put him up to that. You know, maybe his homeboys was in.
Ain't no homeboy.
So you don't think it could be like a therapy session or something after that?
A therapy session?
Okay, no, for real. Let's just be realistic. What if he did bring it to her and say, "Okay, this is something I really want to try to do"?
He's not
like
asking for a threesome.
No, what I'm saying, to live that type of lifestyle. So don't you think that she should probably suggest, hey, maybe we could talk to somebody about it, see if maybe you'll change your mind or something? Don't you think there should be another shot of trying to change his mind than to just take that initial conversation and say, "Oh, I'm done"?
I think if it were a threesome, that would make more sense because it's an experience that he's looking for, and that's something you can provide. But if a lifestyle, if that's what he wants, you know what I'm saying?
Don't you think somebody could talk him out of it though? If they kind of put, you know,
I don't know. I mean, it's worth a try, but I doubt it. I feel like with a threesome, because you can get to the root cause of why do you need to see another woman. I can be that woman for you. But if you're saying like I want this whole other lifestyle, I don't really know how. Yeah, but this comment, there's smoke in the comments. I see smoke. Gerald said Antonio is not an authentic man. Ladies, run. Well, ladies, y'all ain't got to run too far because he's married.
He got to right. He's already hook, line, and sinker.
And Tamika be on him. He just playing around in here.
Listen.
Mary said.
Mary Martin.
I really can't wait to meet her in person when we go to New York.
Mary said, thinking about being in another relationship make my pressure rise. So poly is absolutely not an option. Yes,
I couldn't even wrap my head around this. Sis. I couldn't even wrap my head around it. It's like after all I'm bringing to the table, you really think you need to add somebody else to the mix? Like I'm 3-1 myself.
You just said my wigs will. Oh, your wigs gonna fix it.
Man, I've had somebody ask me.
Girl, you must got some bad wigs.
Let me borrow.
Jewel said, "Not a goat."
Yeah, she talking about bringing a goat into the bedroom. Like, no.
Cause she's talking about he gonna come home to Africa.
Right. Meaning like a whole African vibe,
not literally
the dot, you know, the attire, the African lingerie, the
African dance,
whatever it's like. Listen, we finna be in the wilderness tonight.
Wait, that's not.
It's Ilana.
Oh,
we've been saying Ilona.
What's like an African sound? Like a.
It's Ilana. This is something he should have communicated from the beginning. Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis. It should have been communicated. Let me get my mic down. It should have been communicated from the beginning. You're absolutely correct.
I just do the sounds. After Antonio.
He's responding to the run.
We know your wife ain't playing.
I've been married 25 years and they better run. My wife ain't playing over me.
He just be on here talking nonsense.
Listen. So let's go to commercial. All right, so listen, that was the very hot topic. So we're gonna wrap it up with our final thoughts right quick. Zenobia, what's your answer to this listener that has submitted this question?
So the question
she wants to know what should she do?
About I'm saying reread the question.
My husband just told me he wants to be polyamorous now. What do I do?
I just call all my dudes and we can be polyamorous together.
Okay.
Am I that?
All your dudes. I mean, you sound like you already polyamorous.
I mean, I'm matching his vibe.
Okay, no, what you got?
I would say I would want to know why. I would still want to have a conversation about it, but I feel like because that is something that has to do with the lifestyle, and I know that's not something that I'm willing to be open to and that I want to be a part of, that would be my cue. The fact that he asked me would be my cue to just leave, because the way that my mind is set up, I know how I am with my trust issues as it is. So for you to ask me, I'm constantly always going to think in the back of my mind, you want to be with another woman or you want to bring another woman into a marriage. And if we go out somewhere, I'm going to be thinking, does he want to? So it's just I'm going to run myself crazy. So like, it was better off me not even, it's going to mess me up. So I'm just going to leave.
Right. I would say for me, first of all, I would not respond with an emotional response, because emotionally I would want to say, are you crazy? Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. So I would have to make sure I don't respond emotionally first, and actually hear the thought and what's behind the request. And then based on what he tells me is behind the request, I will have to make my own decision on whether I want to stay in this marriage and whether I want to continue forward or
instead of jumping.
But the polyamorous, is not an option at all. So it's just a matter of, do we stay married or do we separate from here, because we're at a crossroad.
Yeah.
And you going left, I'm going right, and we'll never meet again. So yeah. So I would say to the young lady that submitted this question, I would sit down and have a serious conversation with him and find out why now, after 3 years of marriage, he wants to be polyamorous.
Yeah.
Frederick Dwayne Hurst says, look, just leave. Mona agrees. She says, right. So listen, Jewel, thank you for tuning in on tonight. So before we go,
you go ahead.
Yeah. And I was just going to concur with Gerald as well. So listen, you guys, we want to thank you so much for watching the show. Listen, if you would like to make a donation tonight to the Women of Power Radio Show so that we continue to upgrade our lighting, our marketing, and all these different things that we're bringing to you every week, you can do that by Cash Apping at
WOP Radio. Okay. And we would really appreciate that. Secondly, if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please be sure to do so. Make sure you click the bell so that you can get all of the notifications. Then you can let your friends and family know. If they don't have Facebook, for the old heads, because a lot of them don't mess with Facebook. Like my mama, she tunes in now, but she tunes in from YouTube, right? Because she doesn't deal with Facebook. So if you have family members like that or friends like that, let them know, like, hey, you all can now join us from YouTube, and we still see your comments. So don't be deterred from doing that as well. And lastly, leave a Facebook review on the Women of Power page, y'all, because we have people who come through all the time. They don't know what the show is about, don't really know the vibe, they don't really know what to expect. Sometimes our little trailers maybe ain't reeling them in enough. So if you want to leave a review about how our show has impacted you, because just even in general, we love you all. We love to hear the feedback, how you guys feel about the show and the content. Let us know how you feel so that we can come up with more, ideas. And don't forget to send us questions. So for the questions, who wants to take that?
Oh, I'm just going to say, so what we do each week is we address questions submitted by you, our listeners. So if you're listening on tonight and you say, look, I got a question, there's something going on in my relationship, we encourage you to send us an email at womenofpower5@gmail.com, or you can jump in our DMs on Facebook and Insta at Women of Power 5.
Mm-hmm. Or you can even put it right here in the comments.
Like that.
You can't.
Well, if you want to be anonymous, most people don't want to put that.
I mean, if you
don't care, then yeah. Hopefully you can do it before we end the broadcast.
Because we do go back. So yeah. And lastly, again, if you haven't already shared this video, please take a moment to share. Thank you. We greatly appreciate it. And anything else y'all want to close out with?
I just want to say, so listen, the month of March is filling up with, we actually have a sponsor for March. And so sponsorship spots are filling up. So if you have a business or you have an event coming up and you say, I want to advertise and sponsor the show for a month, or I just need one Tuesday night to get on while they've got 1,000 people watching so I can let them know what I've got going on, make sure you send an email to that same email address at womenofpower5@gmail.com.
That cannot save him.
Yeah.
He like your Kango had happy days memories.
Thank you. It's actually, yeah. You can call the Kango if you want to. But listen, we want to thank y'all so much for tuning in on tonight. So don't forget to tune in next week as we...
Y'all really going back and forth on these comments.
No, they are.
Yeah.
Antonio did something to them today.
Yeah, they
Antonio got them hot.
Antonio, you know how to get in contact with us. We'll tell you how much the sponsor is, how much it costs. You inbox us.
All right. On that note, listen, make sure next week y'all tune in. Same bad place.
Same bad time.
Right here on Women of Power Radio Show.
Deuces, cuz.
Good night. Please share the video, like and share.
Please share the video.
And we have a really good topic next week, so y'all really are not going to
Oh, my goodness. And we're going to try to get to that second question next week, too.
Oh, yeah, that too.
If we can.
All right.